to the Motocross Supercross podcast.
What is up, everybody? This is the Motocross Supercross podcast, episode 127. We got so much to talk about today. We got Weston Peick update, we got some racing overseas, and we're going to get to it all. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Well, now that you mentioned, let's start the show with some Weston Peick news. Weston Peick, as we know, he had a pretty bad accident in the Paris Supercross a couple of weeks ago. He got together with a couple of riders, a couple of French riders. He had to go under a bunch of surgeries, but the good news is he's flying home. He's in the States, so we're very happy to have you back, man.
Yeah, he got really jacked up over there. He had to have surgeries over there. He had to wait for the swelling to go down before he could even fly back home. But we do have an update here, and here's what he said on his Instagram. If you didn't see his Instagram, he posted a photo, first picture of how jacked up his face is and everything. Super swollen, black eyes, tubes in his mouth, blood everywhere. They had to shave his beard, bro. Can you believe that? They had to shave his beard.
It looks so weird.
So weird. But anyways, here's what he said. Well, this has been one hell of an injury. I can't even explain how much suffering has gone on over the past 2 weeks. I had well over 10 fractures throughout my face, 3 surgeries, but it's finally turning for the better. I'm walking around slowly and getting my body moving again. I'll be flying back home to the States Tuesday, which already happened. Huge shout out to Road to Recovery and everyone that has made donations. And then he just thanks everybody. Obviously, Road to Recovery, his parents, his girl, the France medical staff.
Supercross podcast.
Yeah, And yeah, dude, the pictures are gnarly. His face is so jacked up. It is good to see that picture of him, standing with like his girl, it looks like. But, now the real road to recovery can start here in the U.S. Like you said, it looks like things are starting to, take a turn for the better as the swelling goes down, as he gets more surgeries. And, it's just good. It's just good to get out of France, You don't want to be stuck there.
But, we're very glad that he's back in the States and definitely on the right track to recovery.
Yep, so just had to throw that update in there first, start with him, and, we'll just continue to wish him well on this show, and I'm sure it's going to be a long process to get him, back and healthy and hopefully riding again.
Yeah, back to 100%, I'm sure.
But next, let's talk about these other races that happened this weekend. So we had Chemnitz Supercross in Germany, and then probably the even more bigger one was the Geneva Supercross. And there were some big names there, some really big names.
Yeah. There was, like you said, pretty big names, a lot of good competitions. Definitely a different format of race nights, I would say, and a couple of collisions.
Yeah, definitely some collisions. So let's talk about some of the big names that we had there. We had Zach Osborne, Justin Brayton, Justin Barsha, Christian Craig was there. Malcolm Stewart had some problems.
Yeah, Cole Seeley, of
course. Speaking of Malcolm Stewart, though, Malcolm Stewart said on his Instagram, as much as it sucks to say my night was done early, we had a black cloud over us all weekend. Everyone tried their best to get me out there. Just luck wasn't there. Sorry to let you guys down. And then he said, great vibes. See you next year. So it looks like he ran into some bad luck. And I couldn't really find exactly what happened to him. But, he's one of the heavy hitters, you could say, of this class. And we were hoping to see him ride at his potential. But I guess we just got to wait until Anaheim 1 to see what he can do.
Especially with, he's got the new team. He's got, he actually has a team from the beginning of the season. And it's back on a Honda. As, some of us remember, he won that championship with the Geico Honda team back in the day for the 250 class. So Honda's actually, he's got a very good relationship with the Honda bike. And it's just a little weird that, whenever he signed this deal, they started winning. He won the Canada Supercross with a couple of them. And then it's just weird to see him not having as much luck in the Europe tour, I guess.
That's right. And speaking of his team, the Smart Moto Concepts Bullfrog, whatever it is, machine, the Alessi's team, his teammate Justin Brayton really cleaned up over there. So we saw Jason Anderson be crowned the King of Paris, and now we got Justin Brayton being crowned the King of Geneva for the 5th time. That's like it's like his home track. He's cleaning up over there.
Yeah, as we all know, Justin Brayton is actually a very good rider, especially in like very short arena cross type tracks, and he's showing it again for the 5th time.
Yeah, not only is he a good rider, I still feel like he's still kind of underrated though, you know? So here's the results from the first night. Justin Brayton won first, Christian Craig was second, Zach Osborne third, Vince Friese fourth, Jordy Tixier fifth, Cole Seeley sixth, Justin Barcia seventh, Malcolm Stewart got 10th. And then for the 250 or the SX2 class, Cameron McAdoo got second. But night 2, Justin Barcia got first, Justin Brayton got second, Christian Craig got third, Vince Friese got fourth, Cole Seeley got 7th, Zach Osborne 18th. So Zach Osborne posted he had some problems on the last lap. It looked like he was going to win that race, but on the last lap he ran into some problems. So Justin Brayton, King of Geneva, Christian Craig getting 2nd overall, Justin Barcia getting 3rd, Vince Friese getting 4th. So there you go, top 4 guys. Cole Seeley 6th, Zach Osborne 9th.
Yeah, he ran into a little bit of problems on that second round or that second moto.
Yeah, definitely ran into some big problems and cost him. But man, 5 times in a row, and he's still, I would say he's still underrated. No one expects him to beat maybe like Eli or Roxon or Muskin. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe we got to start thinking of Justin Brayton whenever we talk about all these heavy hitters.
Well, as we know, he got his first win last year in Daytona. He technically won a main event in Atlanta.
The Triple Crown.
But it was a Triple Crown, so they didn't count it as a win. But he got his first win after 10 years in the sport or in the class. He finally got his first win, his first main class win, and he's coming with a big swing, man. He's got good rhythm. He's been riding all this time. He's been racing all this time, and I think, like you said, we got to keep an eye out for him because he's going to be one of those guys that's going to make things very interesting in this class for sure, as well as like Blake Baggett. There was an interesting article about him, and it said that Blake Baggett was the only 450 class that scored points in all 29 rounds of the championship, Supercross and Motocross.
Oh.
Super underrated, but
consistent.
But definitely consistent, and that's some good numbers right there. So these are the guys that we got to look out for because when we have Eli Tomac and we have Jason Anderson and we have let's say Marvin Muskin, our quote unquote top 3 guys. These guys are going to be the ones that are going to make that difference and points that are going to make things uncomfortable for these guys and in this 2019 Monster Energy Supercross season. So keep an eye out for Blake Baggett and also for Justin Brayton, who, like we're saying, he's coming up and he's coming up hot.
Definitely. And some other riders we got to keep an eye out for. Justin Barcia, over in Geneva, they did these head-to-head races, and it got pretty intense and pretty heated over there. We saw Justin Barcia and Christian Craig making it into like the head-to-head battle to race each other. Justin Barcia beat Brayton the first time, and Christian Craig beat Cole Seeley. And then those two were racing each other, Barcia and Craig. And the start of that race was so intense. They were just taking each other out. Well, I shouldn't say taking each other out. It was more Barcia taking out Christian Craig because it looked like Christian Craig had like a decent hole shot, and then Barcia, he didn't hold back. He just cleaned him out, and then they were both on the ground just getting up, trying. It was like a big scramble to get going. The video is on Christian Craig's Instagram, and he said, no hard feelings with Justin Barcia last night in the head-to-head race. I left a corner 2 open, and he went for it. I ended up with no front brake, and he had no clutch lever. So it was pretty intense, those two, and I hope that's just a preview of what we got coming for this Supercross season because it was awesome.
That was a very interesting race. It was fun. It was definitely fun to watch that head to head and that whole taking out and throwing each other, throw the bike to each other, and it's very cool.
Yeah, he took him out pretty good, and he went flying. And then Christian Craig got up, and then Barcia runs into him, and then Barcia runs into him again, and it was just madness. And it makes me think, like, I wish we did a head-to-head race in our series, something like that.
It would take so long, though.
Yeah, it would. Just because we'd want to see everybody ride, you know? It's not like we want to see the top 10 people go at it, at least.
Yeah, we have the top of the sport. Like, everybody wants to come over here and race. You know, these European races, and they're happening in the off season, and that's why they can get away with this, because they only get like 5 or 6 of the top riders from here. But imagine having it here, and then you have like Jason Anderson, you have Muskin, you have Tomac, you have Baggett, you have Freezy, you have Brayton, you have Barsha. You know, it's just so many names that Zach Osborne, you know, now moving up, Plessinger, who hasn't ridden in the preseason. So it's interesting to see. It will be very interesting to see all of those names going at it. It will have to be like a whole day event. Like, we'll have to do like on a Sunday, you know?
Exactly. But it was just awesome. Those two, Christian Craig threw a nice little, he ended up winning that race, and he threw a little heel clicker over the finish line. But I bet if he didn't win that race, it wouldn't have been no hard feelings. There would have been some hard feelings there. But since he won, no hard feelings, of course. But just typical Bam Bam, you know? Old-fashioned Bam Bam, just ramming it in there. Ramming Bam Bam. So that's what's up. I'm excited. It's
good to see that even though Christian Craig was the one that got taken out, he took responsibility on the fact that, you know, he left the corner too open, and he understands this racing, and he paid for it.
Yeah, well, he did win. Like I said, he won. If he didn't win, things might not have been so... he won that $2,500, so, you know, nice little paycheck for, you know, beating Bam Bam. And Bam Bam kind of did it to himself, which is just typical Bam Bam. But even that, dude, that's not even the end of the racing this week. And as we said, in Chemnitz, Germany, we saw some more names. I wouldn't say not as big names, but we saw some of the other top names, but maybe not like the front runners. Like we had, Tyler Bowers won this race in Germany, and he cleaned up. He's the king of Chemnitz. So
Chemnitz.
We got a bunch of kings going to be meeting up for this A1 race. We got the king of Paris, king of Geneva, king of Chemnitz,
and king of Auckland, which is the legend.
That's right. And I forgot to mention Cameron McAdoo. He was the prince of Geneva. So another name we got to watch. But yeah, so it's just another
a lot of royalty coming into this A1.
That's what I'm saying. It's like... Yeah, I'm so excited for it. But anyways, the other riders we had Cole Martinez. He ended up getting, I want to say, 4th. On Friday, which was the first night of racing, Tyler Bowers won. Cole Martinez got 2nd. We saw Justin Starling there in 5th. And Saturday, Tyler Bowers won again. Cole Martinez got 4th. Justin Starling got 5th. We also had some other riders like John Short, who we've seen, Ryan Brees.
Carson Brown also, who won the 125 class on the Red Bull Straight Rhythm, was there, but he ran with a little bit bad luck as well. He said on his Instagram, "My first time in Germany has been a cool experience. Didn't have things on race day go as planned with some bad luck, but it was very cool getting to ride here and meet new people. Thank you to blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah."
Yes. Nice. Good job throwing that in there. But yeah, that was... I just can't wait. That's it. That's all I got to say. I can't wait for everyone to just come together, be on the same track, and throw it out there. Like we said, we got royalty. Royalty is going to be in the house.
Yeah, it's a whole monarchy over here.
It's going to be exciting.
Oh, dude, A1 is going to be awesome. Are you kidding me? We're only a couple of weeks away from this phenomenon of championship that's coming up. So.
Yeah, and we got right now the riders are doing their press picks and stuff for their posters and all that, and we saw the Monster Energy graphics and all their kind of look. But one thing that kind of disappointed me was in the Monster Energy Cup race, Joey Savacci's bike, he had that white seat, and I was hoping they were going to be rocking that this year, but nope, back to the black. So, but his bike still looks cool.
Yeah, his bike was one of the best looking ones in the Monster Energy Cup. I think Villapoto, Tomac was also riding that white seat, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're right. They did both have the white seat, and yeah, I was kind of hoping for that this year, but it just whatever. It still looks cool. I'm not going to complain. Those bikes were very cool. I like the bright, green, and just it was a very good look. And I'm kind of upset now. I'm kind of sad that they're not rocking it this year. Yeah, and we saw Adam Cincerulo's bike and just some other riders, other teams, Alex Ray and Entic Knapp out there riding and getting ready for the season with the HEP team, so that's exciting. We also had, there was even another race this week at Glen Helen. They had this like super trucks race, like stadium super trucks.
Oh,
it
nice.
was like combined with like the dirt bikes. And Josh Grant won that one. Won $15,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, $15,000. Boom. Yeah, and there were some other riders there too, like Martin Costello. I think he ended up getting like second or third. But pretty cool that,
That is sweet.
Josh Grant, bro. Josh Grant, killing it. So another rider to even keep your eye on.
Maybe he's following Jeremy McGrath's steps. He went from Supercross to that type of racing to the 4-wheel race.
Dude, but that's the thing. He wasn't. He did the dirt bike part of it. It wasn't the truck race. It was like a team kind of thing.
Never mind.
Maybe not even a team, but it was just like two different events. But he won the dirt bike part and won $15,000. I was like, that's a good weekend.
That's a great weekend.
Everyone's spending all that money going overseas and stuff. He's gonna just ride in his backyard and make $15,000.
just like that.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, dude, we got some other good news too. Jeremy Martin posted a photo of him cross-country skiing in Telluride, Colorado. So it's good to see him up and moving. Hopefully he's back on the bike soon, but being physical, get on the bike. That's what's next. Get on that bike.
Did you see that Racer X is doing like an award thing, and it's called the Roger? They're gonna call it a Roger.
The Roger?
Yeah, it's called Roger. It's not even the Roger. It's called Roger.
Oh,
Roger Award.
Should be called the Roger, but that's cool. What is it?
So the first Roger is gonna go to Team of the Year, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing.
Of course it is.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. So I don't know. That's a little skeptical there, but
it's rigged.
Rigged. For real. Like he made it, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna get it."
Dude, another crazy post that I saw on Instagram was Robbie Madison's Instagram. It was a picture of Stevie Bonzi, his crash at the American Flat Track race. And dude, this thing was so gnarly because you see like a bike on the ground and you're just like, where's the rider? And then you look, like it's got to be like 20 feet up. Like he's there, and it's just crazy. He's like flying through the air in almost like a Christ like pose. It's really like demonic, or like I don't even know. It's a weird looking photo. It's insane. If you haven't seen it, you got to go to Robbie Madison's page just so you know what I'm talking about. But it's just a crazy photo. It's kind of one that I want to have like framed on my wall, just like super blown up, because it's just sick. It's just an insane photo, and it just shows how crazy these dirt bike sports are. And obviously with the craziness comes injuries, and there is one more injury that we didn't talk about yet. At least I don't think we did, but Devin Raper had a bad crash where he like fractured his nose and his pelvis. And then, like, he found out a couple days later, he also, like, fractured his L2 and his L3 in his back. And there's also a road to recovery link for him, but it doesn't look as serious as Weston Peick. He only spent, like, a couple days in the hospital. He's already up, kind of moving around a little bit, but still, if we can help Devin Raper out, get him back on the track and riding, then, there's one more rider that we can watch on TV.
I don't know if you saw this, but 7MX is doing this. You know how they have everything you can think of,
everything
gear wise.
Yeah,
they have helmets, they have jerseys, they have the whole kit. Well, they are partnering up with ODI, and they're developing grips for this coming up year, and they look pretty badass. I know it's just grips, but they look pretty nice. They're dropping them. The first color that they're gonna do is it's like a light aquamarine type thing, like their typical color.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Bowers and Stewart are gonna be rocking these.
Some waffle grips.
Yeah, they're like half waffle.
Half waffle.
Half waffle.
All right.
Half waffle.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, just expanding into the sport.
All right. I can dig that. All right, well, is there anything else that we need to talk about on this episode? We touched on a lot of stuff today. Definitely touched on a lot.
I think we cover a lot of the things that were happening in the last couple of weeks. We talked about all the Supercross. We just got to get ready for this new season, which is only a couple of weeks away.
That's right.
And make sure you guys check us out at the Motocross Supercross Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And
see you guys next time. Peace.